episode 34. My name is Mandy, and today we are speaking with Ottawa City Councillor Councillor McKenney. Catherine was elected to Ottawa City Council in 2014 and re-elected in October 2018. Catherine is committed to improving life for everyone in their community, including more affordable housing, better transit, childcare, more trees, streets that are built for people, better public spaces, protecting our heritage, and supporting local business. Catherine trains regularly for and competes in cross-country and ultra-marathon running. They cycle year-round, walk, cycle, or scooter to work, and are the proud adoptive parent of 4 Humane Society animals. Catherine lives with their wife and daughter near Preston Street in Somerset Ward. Welcome, Councillor McKenney. We have 5 questions for you. What climate problem keeps you up at night?
A lot of climate problems keep me up at night. But I have to be honest, if there is one that I really think about most often, it is the lack of trees in the city, in the downtown especially, and not just the lack of trees, but the reduction in the tree canopy, year after year, month after month, day after day. I often say to people that I likely hear from, whether it's staff or resident or developer, that there is always a good reason why a tree needs to be removed almost on a daily basis. And we have to understand just the critical importance to our climate that trees have for us. Not just that they provide that habitat for wildlife, but they give us clean air, and they provide the type of environment that we need to just to exist. I often will joke with people because people know I'm a cyclist. I cycle year round, and sometimes even to put in a bike lane, they want to remove trees. And I always tell people, you know what? As much as I love to cycle, I like to breathe, and we can't do anything unless we have good clean air. So if there is one that actually keeps me awake at night, and that I work on and battle almost daily, it would be our tree canopy.
What is the solution?
Well, the solution really is not to reduce the canopy any more than we have. The downtown, the NCC did a tree canopy assessment that showed, within the whole Ottawa-Gatineau region, the canopy cover is across all wards is about 38%. Now that varies, obviously, depending on where you are. The further out you go from the downtown, the more trees you have. But Somerset Ward, the downtown of Ottawa, has the lowest percentage of canopy cover of all wards in Ottawa-Gatineau at only 22%. So when you think about that, when you think about the removal of trees and large mature trees, you just can't maintain that canopy, and you certainly can't increase it with small caliper trees. It takes as decades to get that canopy. So number one, stop removing trees. Do what we can to save trees.
What's in the way?
I believe that political will is often in the way. We just passed a new tree bylaw about a couple months ago, where now we will protect distinctive trees at 30 centimeters. And previously it was only at 50. So people would often be shocked what you could take down without having to get a permit. And the day that we actually got that motion passed, it was actually my motion to bring up the date. And on that date, that was the 10-year anniversary that my predecessor tried to get the the 30 centimeter distinctive tree protection in place. And at the time, it was just 10 years ago, hugely controversial. And I know that she tried to get 30, put a motion on the table for 30, it got voted down. She put another motion for 40, it got voted down. She never gave up. She put another motion on the table at 50, and it was reluctantly at the time accepted, but it was still controversial at the time. So the key to protection is, and the key to ensuring that we have a good tree canopy is to maintain the trees that we have and then grow them.
How can people help?
I can tell you that the latest tree bylaw would not be in place if it weren't for people demanding the change. Whether it's through groups like EnviroCentre, Ecology Ottawa, our community associations telling the city how important it is that we have a strong, urban tree protection and urban tree, urban tree environment. Without that, we would lose our canopy, and it would be decimated before we really understood what happened. Losing one tree at a time means that you don't notice it. You don't notice it till it's too late. And across the city, that can have a devastating impact. So, what stands in the way is strong political will to ensure that we are maintaining the tree canopy and that we are growing it. For every tree that comes down, we should be planting 4, 5, 6. There's no number that's too many. I remember the federal government came to me once to take down 4 trees at Booth and Carling, and I said no. And when they came back and said, well, we have money to do some cleanup of the property, I said, okay, give me 25 trees to every one you take down, and they did. And we went out into the community and we gave away those trees, and they're in people's front yards and backyards right now. And I remember at the time, I think they really thought I was being unreasonable. I think they thought I was, a bit a bit over the top in terms of how passionate I am about trees. But to have 100 trees to replace those 4 that we lost, I don't think is unreasonable. And people were thrilled to get trees to put on their front, their front yard, their backyard, like just to grow that canopy, just to make their street more inviting for themselves and for other people just to walk on.
What is the good future?
Is an urban canopy that ensures every neighborhood has got a healthy tree canopy. Every tree, the evaporation from every tree is the equivalent of 10 air conditioners. So we know that trees reduce fatigue, they reduce stress, they provide cooling, especially in areas where you have that heat island effect. So, the best outcome really is, an abundance of green space, an abundance of trees, to have, streets where people live, lined with trees, and to have our traditional main streets lined with trees, and to ensure that, when we're putting them on our main streets, when we're putting them, out in that harder surface environment, that they're protected in good, structured soil, so that they have a really good chance of surviving. Hands down, whether you know it or not, you're drawn to a place with trees. whether it's a place that you want to live, a place that you want to visit, the place that you want to shop. You may not know it, you may not realize it every day as you're going about your daily life, but we are all drawn to trees, to being under the shade of trees.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. Before we sign off, we've asked our guests to share one last interesting Enviro fact to ponder, and we're going to repeat this one to really hit it home. Catherine already touched on it. Here's what they want you to know. With only 22% tree cover, Somerset Ward is the least treed ward in Ottawa, and it's a priority to increase it. Thank you again for joining us, Councillor McKenney. This was EnviroCentre's Green Room.